I should not have put a grapefruit in there. Good morning, beautiful. I hope that you are well rested and ready to start your day. It's your daily insight on life and love for April 29th, 2021, also being timeless. So wherever you are pulled to this in time, it might be relevant to your life. If this is not relevant, do not force it to fit. You can either let it fall away. Whether or not it does or does not, you can always ask questions about booking a session because your individual storyline, regardless of what is said here, will be always more detailed, in-depth, and intense. That being said, I have a coronavirus sale going on, so definitely reach out, ask questions about what it involves. So we're going to kick this off with Rider-Waite. Yes, okay. So we are starting this off with very Virgonian energy, lots of masculine energy, and lots of you having to realize that there's nothing holding yourself back and that you are the one with the power in this one. Look, so important that you remain grounded in this. There's a lot of earth energy in it. It's about security, stability, having even basic needs, emotional or physical, whatever the case, being met. But you having to be the person who reminds themselves exactly what is being met. So this is saying it's not as bad as you would think inside your head. When you get lost in your thoughts, you are still going through the drudges of this and, you know, pulling yourself through it. But if you step back and you look at it, you'll realize that it's not as detrimental as your head is making you believe. Your head is filled with a lot of anxiety. Like, that's its go-to in this situation. It's kind of a need to be rescued from, if you ask me. And then we have, it looks like hastiness is coming in. Because the anxiety about this and because you're ready for this to be over, I see that it's like a knee-jerk reaction. Yeah, okay, let's not react. React, panic, all of that, all that does is get people hurt. Nothing like that needs to happen in this situation. Get your bearings. Let's look at the beginning of this. We have, what are we looking at? I'm going to look at the first half. I feel like your decision has been made. I feel like you are very much taking the lead and that it's time for you to not isolate, but allow yourself to get quiet so you can form whatever your plan is. I'm seeing that you have gone through a massive awakening and that this has been an overall calming sensation with you. I think that there's been a lot of positive realizations. And then we have the Queen of Cups that's in reverse. So it seems like out of touch feminine energy. What this is involving, I think that it's panic over the well-being of who this is going to affect in your life, or who this is affecting, or how this, what your actions are affects others. I think there's a little overemphasizing what you're doing in your own head rather than letting yourself just be in the emotional experience of it. The emotional instability of whatever the feminine is, whether it's inside your mind or something that is in your environment, it is a visualization of a closure in your life. So this, as unstable as it feels and as it seems, whether it's an actual person or this is in your head and emotional instability, it's really the keys to seeing that you don't have to be held back. You have to realize exactly what your strength and power is, and there's no more excuses. There's no more excuses for why things are happening in your life. If you are aware of something, then, and you have it's grasping what your ability is in it, and it's also taking responsibility for it. Now, I'm not saying that you are this flighty, irresponsible brat. It's really about giving you encouragement to see how responsible you have been and how much you are and where this is going. So let's look at it through a different angle like that. Look, you can pick all of these swords out of the ground. These are very shallowly pushed in, and there's nothing in front of you. And your ties are not tied behind, well, the ties are not tying your arms behind your back. You have every ability to get out of this. It's not nearly as struggle as what your brain is making you perceive that it is. it really banks on the anticipation of struggle. Let it go. Let's see. You're out of the hellfire of this. Now it's time to make a plan of action in your life. What is it going to take for you to get to the next step? For some of you, this is going to involve an actual move. Some of you, it's going to be a breakup. And in some of those cases, that might even in itself involve a move. Maybe you're moving on to another job. There's moving on. Whatever that looks like for you. You're ready for the next chapter? Great. You're not leaving something behind you, but you're moving on to the next chapter? Great. There needs to be a plan. Let's work on the plan. Let's do this. All right, so this is where we're kicking the reading off. I feel like there's a new start that's been beckoning you for a while, and it's just waiting on the sidelines for this. I do see that it's admiration. There's, if this is a person, there's an admirer. Either that or there's a very alluring situation that you have every ability to step into now. You're dragging your feet. You want to wait for something in your life to close off. Great, fine, dandy. It's still going to happen. It's just, I feel like you might kick yourself with dragging this out and being on the other side of this. Look how long you dragged it out when you could have been a lot happier a lot sooner. I've said this in numerous recent readings, not even just private readings, in the collective reading. Life is too short to waste it unhappy. All you have is these minutes. And sooner or later, you're going to have to see that you get to pull the swords out of you. You get to drop all this baggage. You get to release all this pain. And in fact, it's a lot easier than you'd expect. When you say enough is enough, enough is enough. As soon as you say that, game on for this new chapter of your life. This is seriously just waiting to be taken off. I like it. All right, so let me take a drink of this awfulness right now. Seriously, the reason why it's so red is because I put in beet powder, which I made from watching a guy on TikTok. Who knew? It's awesome. So I love this, but I definitely should not have put grapefruit in here. I love grapefruit, should not have put, maybe if I put salt in there, because that does block the bitter receptors. I'm gonna wait, but I still want to drink. I'll take the pain right now. Oh, so good. Ugh. Okay, so seriously, if you have a problem with grapefruit, put a little bit of salt in it. I know that's weird because, you know, you'd think sugar because that's what people know to put on it. If you put salt on it, that actually blocks the bitter receptors on your tongue. And then it's so, I like it. Just saying, these are things to think about. All right, you. What's the underlying reason behind your hesitance? We're going to look at that. Too many cards, Spirit. Seriously, look at all that came out. Yeah, no, not there yet. Not there. What's the reason behind your hesitance? I don't think I can make it. You're trying to be responsible. And also you're living in fear, a sense of lack even. You can't really push yourself to see the ending to this. You know it's there. You don't know what it's going to take. You don't know what the final straw is going to be in this. Getting ready for the next chapter? Come on. I know you're being careful. If this is moving on to the next chapter of your life and not leaving something behind, you're afraid of screwing it up. You can't. Do you not even see how capable you are? Okay. Page of Wands is in reverse. Oh, Spirit. I think that you're afraid of being so vulnerable and being seen as kind of a newbie in some sort of section in your life, starting over again, being new, having to learn everything in this situation over, I think you're afraid of being seen as stupid. You're not stupid. You're getting rid of an old identity. Do you not realize that every single day is new, and therefore every single day you're grasping new knowledge? Whether or not you're doing the same thing that you've always done, that doesn't matter. The thing is, you're going through the day grasping it just like everyone else, taking anything that is coming out of the ether towards you. You can be vulnerable, and Spirit is pushing you to be vulnerable and learning what this new situation is. And it's going to involve you having to let go of the old identity of yourself that you held tight to for so long. If you want new, prepare to release what the old is. And this is going to involve your focus. I want you to read the fine print and everything. Not that it's going to be against you. It's just a matter of making sure you know what you're signing off on, because there is room for this to morph into something else. There's room for negotiation is what I mean to say. All right, what it came out. So we have, how many? The Ace of Wands. If you overthink this, you will stay exactly where you are. Don't let your mind run wild with this. Making a plan and overthinking things are two very different things, and I want you to understand that. If you think about all the potential obstacles and all the things that could go wrong in this one, you're not going to make a move. You can create any sort of monster with your imagination if you let it run wild. Pull your thoughts in, be the bouncer of your mind. Don't let every intrusive thought pass those doors and actually take root in your head. Let it go. See it for the intrusive thought that it is, and understand just how much more capable and easy to handle the situation you are. You can handle this, but the anxiety, that's the thing. It's making you believe that you are a lot more foolish and ill practice for this, I suppose. The worst is in your head. I'm not kidding. The worst of this is in your head. It'll keep you up at night if you let it. This is like, I actually did this, and I can compare it. And it's funny because I forgot that I did this until just now. Good God. Okay, so it's like doing all the prep work for college and filling out all the paperwork, taking all the tests, and the day before college, you quit. I did that 16 years ago. I was going to a college in Vermont. The day before I started, I actually got back together with my ex-husband at the time. We weren't married at the time. I was 19. Got back together with him, moved to New York the next day. I was in Vermont for maybe 2 months at the time. There you go. So if you let that happen, and I mean, not the marrying the ex thing, but if you do all the paperwork only to quit the day before, you're going to kick yourself. You don't need to let that happen in your mind. And no, I wouldn't change my old situation for anything. I was married for 12 years. Got 2 gorgeous children out of it. No, I wouldn't change it. Besides that, my ex is my friend now, so shush. Yeah, that's right. I went on a little side piece right there, a little tangent. Okay, you. The closure that that's happening in this life right now is going to be balancing the scales in your life. I think that you've been at a great imbalance for right now. Whatever this chapter is, you've stayed in it far too long, whether it's a life situation, whether it's a relationship, whether it's even a house. You have outgrown it. It's not inferior. It's just you have done all the work in the situation. There's nothing more to be done. If you want to move on and progress onto the next thing, then you have to let this close off and not keep reliving the same thing every single day. It feels like Groundhog Day. We're not doing that. Look. And again, it's bringing up your fear of vulnerability and being exposed and walking away from this situation. It's really weird to close a chapter off in life. I understand what that's like. Whether it's taking a new class, the anticipation of that, or leaving a connection, or moving out of a house, or even buying a house. Oh my God. This one house that I had purchased years ago, just all sorts of, it was built in 1940, the walls were plaster. Good God. This isn't bad. What can we do to get you through this fear? This is all describing your fear. I know that this is something that's unconventional, that you're afraid to go towards. I know that this is new, therefore, in your mind, unconventional. You are breaking some sort of a cycle or some sort of a well-versed path. I feel like you're paving your own way in this fear of that. Spirit, what is the advice for this viewer? You getting over the fear, because I'm seeing that this is, it's not forcing you to do anything, and it's like, it makes you feel like a small kid again of, oh my God, I'm gonna get in trouble. How are you gonna get in trouble in this now? What's the advice for you to get over this fear? Don't let everybody have access to you. Don't feel like you have to explain your story to everybody. You're afraid of like the world seeing just what your next step looks like. You're afraid of the ridicule for that one. Who's any business of it? Who has any business of it? Who? So we have a lot of pentacle energy, earth energy around this. So Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus energy. This might be either personhood or time frame or personality traits. But I see that... hold on. Your biggest source of fear of this is being exiled and standing up for yourself. Whatever the next chapter of your life looks like and the people who you have to move beyond, you don't really have to worry about the judgment of that. The judgment doesn't matter. The people who do authentically matter in your life aren't going to harshly judge you for this one. They're going to encourage your personal growth, and they're going to want you to learn. If this is some sort of a connection, or if this is a life situation, why would they want you to be punished? You got to stop living out of the fear of what other people's actions could be. You only have control over yourself. If this is the case, then you have to be afraid of every single day for absolutely every single stranger that's out there, and I don't want that for you. You have no control and no gauge for other people's reactions in this, and it's really none of your business. All you have is the protection and control over yourself and what is an actual extension of you by some way, shape, or form. It has to be a very intimate one, though. So don't worry about how fast this could happen. You are having a new beginning in life. Spirit is absolutely celebrating this new beginning with you. And this is going to be something that is going to be taking its time. I don't want you to backtrack and be a doormat and try and just let this go. And again, don't quit before the finish line. Do not quit before the finish line. This is coming to a close in your life, and it looks like there's a gift that is being given to you in this one. Now, this might be something that is vastly different, or something that makes you feel like a kid again. Maybe something from your childhood is coming up. It's getting a really strong emotional reaction from you. And I think that it might actually involve, this could involve your childhood. Maybe it's a massive difference in person, like age gap or heritage. There's a lot of differences in this, but it's letting something go that's been around for a very long time in your life. It could be as simple as a mindset. Now, a lot of people work in a lack mentality. They just go to work, they come home, they do their thing, and we are working to pay bills. That's a very old mentality to have. And that might actually very well be the thing that you are looking to break in this. Getting out of that sense of lack, that old mentality that you're just here to work. that is very scary to work to overcome. There's fears of being homeless, impoverished, all of these things. You're not going to be at a loss like that. You have to really understand how capable you are as a person, really see the potential and lighten yourself. Do not let your potential go to your deathbed with you as a regret. It will taunt you the entire way, and it is not going to let up. And it is only going to get more vicious with it. And your coulda, woulda, shouldas. You don't need to should all over yourself. Live out your potential now. It's only going to grow as you grow, which you have been growing, and you are ready to grow more and immerse yourself into this new situation in life. So what does this look like for you? Again, your individual storyline is going to be so much more detailed, in depth, intense, all of those things. So just breathe and trust the process on it. I understand your apprehension. I understand the fear and anticipation that's going into this moment, but just know that it's going to come to pass, and it's going to be worthwhile, and you're going through a major expansive phase. Understand that. And also understand that these readings do not end at midnight. So that being said, this is a projection of your future based off of current circumstances, and if you follow this advice, which it really looks like you will. So, my dearest, I'm going to go and try and de-bitter this bad boy, and oh my God, I will talk to you all soon, and until next time, stay safe, have fun, and just know how much you are greatly loved and appreciated. I really hope that you have an amazing day. Go rock this, make it yours. I'm always here for you, baby. Talk to you soon. Bye. All right, so I think that you're a very compassionate person to begin with. I think that you're a very protective person, and I'm also seeing that what you're doing right now, it's not taking away from your compassion or how beautifully, emotionally nurturing you are. I see that you're stepping in to protect somebody else who's been at a disadvantage. And this, I see that you can put on a good show when it's necessary. Somebody who's highly intimidating. I think that you're kind of acting like a mama bear right now, regardless of whatever your gender is. I do not care. But I do see that you're stepping in and protecting those who actually really can't fend for themselves right now, whether it's emotional, vocal, or, actual physical. So this, I know that you're doing this from a good place and with a good reason. It's just simply talking about your protective nature, and I don't want you to feel bad about it. This is what needs to be done. So I hope that that made sense. Well, who are you exposing? I feel like you are giving away some truths right now that need to be revealed in your life, which is fine and dandy. I see you're doing it in a very cunning way, though. So it looks like you're using a form of art as a way to give away whatever illusion this person was trying to portray in your world or reveal something about them. Artists use their medium to convey some sort of truth. And I see that you're doing it in such a way that whoever has been hiding whatever this is having their nerves really strung up. They're wondering exactly who knows what. And I see that this is where your push is causing them to expose themselves, which is taking you into the clear. I like that. I see that you're doing this for a good reason. I see that you're very knowledgeable, but I also feel like you don't have the entire story beforehand. So get ready to have some really interesting or really shocking things revealed to you. I hope that that made sense. All right. I like that there's a positive start that's happening here. It's emotional. It's somebody who's very admiring of the situation. It does feel like a potential romantic connection, but also I'm seeing the admirer is needing to release some pain in their life. This is almost back-breakingly slow progress, and this is something that is off-putting. If you're not happy and you're not changing the situation, is there really a cause of blame there? I feel like there is a point of responsibility. That ding might be validation. But what I'm seeing here is you're ready to take off with this, and this is ready to begin. We're waiting on somebody else's final strings being pulled in this, leaving a particular situation behind before this can begin new. And it's going to be a slow progress.